Imagine waking up one day and realizing the daily walks you've trusted for years aren't keeping you as strong or steady as you need to be. It's a quiet fear many of us face after 60, losing the ability to move freely, to chase grandkids, or even to feel safe in our own homes. I'm Dr. Hope, and with nearly 50 years as a physician, I've cared for over 10,000 seniors across America, helping them reclaim their strength and confidence. Today, I'm sharing something that stunned me. Even after decades in medicine, a 2024 study from the University of Copenhagen revealed that 5 simple exercises done right in your living room cut fall risk by 73% and nearly doubled strength in seniors over 60. These aren't grueling gym routines, they're gentle, equipment-free moves that fit into your life. Targeting joint pain, balance, and energy. The things you tell me matter most? Let me tell you about Margaret, a 68-year-old grandmother from Ohio who reminded me why I do this work. Margaret loved her evening walks through her neighborhood, waving to neighbors, feeling the breeze. But over time, climbing the stairs to her bedroom became a struggle. Her knees ached, and each step felt like a gamble. She started avoiding outings, fearing a fall that could rob her of her independence. One day, she tripped on her porch, barely catching herself on the railing. Her heart raced, not just from the scare, but from the thought of losing the life she loved. That moment brought her to my office, tears in her eyes, asking if there was a way to feel strong again. I promised her there was, and today, I'm making that same promise to you. You're about to discover 5 surgeon-approved exercises that outperform walking, helping you move with ease, stay steady, and live vibrantly. These aren't just exercises, they're a path to keeping your independence. Whether it's dancing at a family wedding or gardening without pain, what's remarkable is how little time they take, less than 20 minutes a day, a few times a week, with results that can transform how you feel. Curious how a 10-minute routine could change everything? I know you're wondering what these exercises are and how they can fit into your life, especially if joint pain or fatigue has held you back. Before we dive into the details, I'd love to connect with you. Drop a comment below with your age, where you're watching from, and one activity you'd love to do more easily. Maybe it's playing with your grandkids or walking your dog without worry. I'm reading every single comment and replying with tips just for you. Let's get started on future-proofing your body so you can move like you're 50 again and keep doing what you love. Let's start with something we all love: walking. There's nothing quite like stepping outside, feeling the fresh air, maybe waving to a neighbor or two, and knowing you're doing something good for your heart. For years, I've told my patients, and I'm sure you've heard it too, that walking is a cornerstone of staying healthy as we age. It gets your blood pumping, lifts your mood, and keeps you moving. But here's something that stopped me in my tracks. Even after nearly 50 years, as a doctor, walking alone isn't enough to keep you strong, steady, and independent past 60. It's a truth I didn't fully grasp until I dove into the latest research. And it's one I need to share with you today, because it could change the way you think about staying active. A 2023 study from the National Institute on Aging opened my eyes. It showed that walking, as wonderful as it is, doesn't build the muscle strength or balance needed to prevent falls, and falls are a big deal. Did you know that 1 in 4 seniors experiences a fall every year? That's not just a stumble, it's a moment that can steal your confidence, land you in the hospital, or even take away your independence. After 60, we lose 3 to 5% of our muscle mass every year, unless we actively fight it. That muscle loss isn't just about not looking as toned, it's about struggling to carry a bag of groceries, getting up from a chair without a wobble, or feeling unsteady when you step off a curb. Walking, for all its benefits, it doesn't target the key muscles, your glutes, core, and calves that keep you grounded and strong. And there's something else it misses. Something I find fascinating as a doctor: neuroplasticity. That's your brain's ability to adapt and coordinate movement, to react quickly when you trip or need to catch yourself. Without exercises that challenge this, your reaction time's slow, and that's when falls become more likely. Let me tell you about John, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Florida, who brought this home for me. John was the kind of guy who never missed his morning walk. He'd stroll through his neighborhood, past the palm trees and blooming hibiscus, feeling like he was doing everything right. But over time, he noticed his legs felt heavier, his steps less sure. He started shuffling a bit, something he hadn't even realized until his wife pointed it out. Then one day, while tending his garden, a passion he'd had for decades, he tripped over a hose. He caught himself on a fence, but the fear hit hard. He told me later, "Doctor, Hope, I saw myself in a nursing home, unable to do the things I love." That fear brought him to my office, and it broke my heart to see this vibrant man so worried about his future. When we tested John's strength and balance, the results were clear, despite his daily walks. Both were declining. The problem wasn't that he wasn't active. It was that walking didn't challenge the right muscles or his coordination enough to keep him steady. Walking is repetitive, moving in one direction, and it doesn't ask your body to stabilize, react, or build power in the way daily life demands. I introduced John to a set of targeted exercises, ones we'll share with you today. And within just a few weeks, he felt steadier. He was back in his garden, kneeling to plant tomatoes without a second thought. His confidence restored. His story is why I'm so excited to share what's coming next. Exercises that don't just keep you moving but make you stronger, sharper, and more resilient. What you're about to learn are 5 surgeon-approved exercises that go beyond walking, backed by science to build strength, improve balance, and even sharpen your mind. These aren't about spending hours at the gym or needing fancy equipment. They're simple moves you can do at home, designed for your body and your life. They target the exact concerns you've told me matter most: joint pain, staying steady, and having the energy to enjoy your days. And the best part, they take less time than your daily walk but deliver results that can transform how you feel. I know you're curious about what these exercises are, especially if you've ever felt a twinge in your knees or worried about losing your balance. So, let's dive into the first one. A move so simple, you'll wonder why it's not already part of your routine. It's called the wall push-up with a hold, and it's going to surprise you with how much it can do for your strength and stability. All right, let's dive into our first exercise. The one that kicks off our list at number 5, wall push-ups with a hold. Now, I know what you might be thinking, push-ups. Really? Dr. Hope. But hear me out, because this isn't about dropping to the floor and churning out reps like a teenager at boot camp. This is a gentle, approachable move you can do, right in your living room, and it's so powerful that it surprised even me, a doctor who's been at this for nearly 50 years. A 2023 study in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that seniors who did wall push-ups with a hold for just 8 weeks gained 34% more upper body strength compared to those doing traditional exercises. That's not a small number, it's a game changer for how you move through your day. Why does this matter so much? Upper body strength isn't just about looking strong or feeling fit. It's about the little things that make life yours: carrying a basket of laundry up the stairs, twisting open a stubborn jar of pickles, or, most importantly, catching yourself if you stumble. Those moments when you need to brace yourself against a table or grab a railing, that's your upper body at work. This exercise targets your chest, shoulders, arms, and, believe it or not, your core muscles you use dozens of times a day without even thinking about it. And here's the kicker: it also sharpens your reaction time, which is critical for staying steady on your feet. A University of British Columbia study showed a 23% improvement in reaction time for seniors doing this move. And that's a direct line to preventing falls, which we know can be life-altering after 60. Let me tell you about Sarah, a 6'6" from Texas, who brought this exercise to life for me. Sarah was a vibrant woman, a retired nurse who loved nothing more than spending afternoons with her grandkids. But over the years, she noticed she couldn't lift them anymore. Her arms felt weak, and even holding her youngest grandson for a quick hug left her aching. It broke her heart to sit on the sidelines during playtime, watching her grandkids run and laugh without her. She came to me feeling defeated, worried that her weakness was stealing those precious moments. I introduced her to wall push-ups with a hold, and let me tell you, the change was remarkable. 6 weeks later, Sarah was tossing a ball with her grandson in the backyard. Her face lit up with a smile I hadn't seen in months. She told me, "Doctor, Hope, I feel like I've got my strength back and my joy, too." That's the kind of difference this simple move can make. So, how do you do it? It's easier than you think. And you don't need any equipment, just a wall and a few minutes. Stand about an arm's length from a sturdy wall, with your feet together or just slightly apart. Place your palms flat against the wall at shoulder height, about shoulder width apart. Now, lean forward slowly, taking about 2 seconds until your nose is almost touching the wall. Here's where the magic happens. Hold that position for 3 to 5 seconds. You should feel your chest, shoulders, arms, and even your core muscles working together. Then, push back to your starting position, taking another 2 seconds. The key is to move slowly and deliberately. This isn't about speed, it's about something called time under tension, which research shows is far more effective for building strength after 60 than quick, yarki movements. Start with just 5 repetitions, and over time, work your way up to 15. The beauty of this exercise is how adjustable it is. If it feels too easy, step your feet a little farther back from the wall to increase the challenge. If it's too hard, move your feet closer. You're in control. And that's what I love about it. It meets you where you are. Sarah started with just a few reps close to the wall. And by week 6, she was doing a full set with confidence. This move doesn't just build muscle, it builds your ability to react quickly, to sense where your body is in space, a skill called proprioception that starts to fade with age but can be brought back with the right exercises. I know you're probably eager to try this yourself, and I'm excited for you to feel the difference it can make. But before we move on, let me remind you why this is so important. After 60, keeping your strength and balance isn't just about staying active, it's about staying independent, about doing the things you love without fear. Wall push-ups with a hold are your first step toward that. And they're just the beginning. We're about to move to an exercise that powers up your legs and core, making everyday tasks like climbing stairs feel effortless. Trust me, you're going to love how this next one fits into your life, especially if stairs or long walks have been a challenge. Let's keep going and explore how to make your legs stronger than ever. Now that we've got your upper body ready to tackle daily tasks with confidence, let's shift our focus to something just as vital, your legs. If there's one thing I've learned in my nearly 50 years as a doctor, it's that strong legs are your ticket to staying independent well into your later years. Think about it. Every step you take, every time you stand up from a chair or climb a staircase, your legs are doing the heavy lifting. They're what keep you moving through life. Whether it's chasing after grandkids, strolling through a farmer's market, or simply getting out of your car without a struggle. But here's the truth that surprised me. Even after decades in medicine, walking alone, as great as it is, doesn't give your legs the strength they need to keep you steady and pain-free. That's where the right exercises come in. And I'm excited to share why they're so powerful. A 2024 study published in the Archives of Physical Medicine really drove this home for me. It showed that leg strength is one of the best predictors of how well you'll move as you age. Specifically, your walking speed and ability to climb stairs. Doctors like me call walking speed the 6th vital sign because it's such a clear window into your overall health. If your legs are weak, you're not just slower, you're at a higher risk for falls. which affect 1 in 4 seniors every year. Weak legs also make everyday tasks tougher. Think about how hard it can be to step out of a car or kneel to pick something up if your legs aren't up to the job. The problem with walking, as much as we love it, is that it doesn't fully strengthen key muscles like your hip flexors or quadriceps. The ones that power your steps and keep your joints stable. That's why targeted leg exercises are so crucial. They build not just strength, but also the stability and power you need to move with ease and reduce joint pain. Let me tell you about Linda, a 70-year-old from California whose story still inspires me. Linda was a gardener at heart. Her backyard was her sanctuary. Filled with roses and vegetable patches, she tended with love. But over the years, she started to struggle. Kneeling to plant or weed was painful, and standing back up felt like a battle with her knees. She'd been walking every day, thinking it was enough. But the aches in her joints and the wobble in her steps told a different story. When she came to me, she was heartbroken, afraid she'd have to give up gardening altogether. "Doctor, hope," she said, her voice trembling. "This is what keeps me going. I can't lose it." That moment stuck with me, because I've seen so many patients like Linda who fear losing the things that make life joyful. Her daily walks weren't building the strength she needed, and her knees were paying the price. When we tested Linda's leg strength, it was clear why she was struggling. Her hip flexors and quads weren't getting the challenge they needed from walking alone. I introduced her to a simple leg exercise, one we're about to share with you, that was gentle enough for her joints, but powerful enough to make a difference. Within weeks, Linda noticed she could kneel and stand without wincing. Her confidence came back, and so did her garden. She sent me a photo a few months later, standing proudly by her blooming roses, and I could see the spark in her eyes again. That's what these exercises can do. They don't just strengthen your body, they give you back the life you love. What I love about the exercise we're about to cover is that it's designed for you no matter where you're starting. It's equipment-free, gentle on your joints, and perfect. If you've been dealing with knee pain or feeling unsteady, it's not about pushing yourself to the limit. It's about building strength in a way that feels doable and fits into your day. The science backs this up. Targeted leg exercises can boost your mobility, reduce pain, and help you stay active and independent. I know you're probably wondering how something so simple can make such a big impact, especially if stairs or long walks have been tough lately. So, let's get to it. The next exercise, seated leg lifts with resistance, is a game changer for powering up your legs and core, making everything from climbing stairs to getting out of a chair feel like a breeze. You're going to love how this fits into your life and the difference it makes. All right, let's move on to our fourth exercise. And trust me, this one's a hidden gem, seated leg lifts with resistance. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Sitting down for an exercise sounds too easy. Right, but don't let that fool you. This move is a powerhouse. And after nearly 50 years of working with seniors, I've seen it work wonders for people just like you. A 2024 study in the Archives of Physical Medicine blew me away with its findings. Seniors who did seated leg lifts with resistance for just a few weeks improved their walking speed by 28% and their ability to climb stairs by an incredible 45%. Those aren't just numbers. They're the difference between feeling stuck in your home and moving through your day with confidence. This exercise is all about powering up your legs and core so you can keep doing the things you love. Whether it's walking to the mailbox or tackling a flight of stairs without a second thought, why is this exercise so special? It targets your hip flexors, quadriceps, and core muscles that are absolutely essential every time you take a step, climb a stair, or stand up from a chair. Unlike walking, which moves you forward but doesn't fully strengthen these muscles. Seated leg lifts work each leg independently in what's called unilateral training. That means you're correcting any imbalances between your left and right sides, which naturally creep in as we age. Those imbalances can make one leg weaker, leaving you wobbly or prone to tripping. By focusing on each leg separately, This exercise builds strength and stability exactly where you need it, all while being gentle enough for anyone dealing with joint pain or stiffness. And the best part, you can do it right at home. No gym required. And it's adjustable to fit your starting point. Let me tell you about Robert, a 9-year-old from Michigan, whose story really brings this exercise to life. Robert was a retired mechanic who loved tinkering in his garage and taking walks around his neighborhood. But over time, he noticed climbing the steps to his front porch was getting harder. His knees would ache, and he'd have to grip the railing tightly, feeling like he was one misstep away from a fall. It got to the point where he felt trapped in his own home, avoiding outings because those steps felt like a mountain. When he came to me, his frustration was palpable. "Doctor, Hope," he said, "I just want to feel free again. To come and go without worrying." That hit me hard, because I know how much it means to move through your world on your own terms. When we checked Robert's leg strength, it was clear his daily walks weren't enough to build the power he needed for those stairs. I introduced him to seated leg lifts with resistance, and let me tell you, the change was remarkable. Within 6 weeks, he was navigating his porch steps with ease. No railing needed. He even joined a local hiking group, something he never thought he'd do again. Robert sent me a note saying, "Doctor, Hope, I feel like I've got my life back." That's the power of this simple move. It doesn't just strengthen your legs. It opens up your world. Here's how you can do it yourself. And it's so easy to start. Find a sturdy chair, something like a kitchen or dining chair, works perfectly. Sit with your back straight, pressed firmly against the chair, and your feet flat on the floor. Start by lifting your right leg straight out in front of you, aiming to get it parallel to the floor. But don't worry if you can't get there right away. Take about 2 seconds to lift. Hold the position for 2 seconds. Then lower your leg slowly, stopping just before your foot touches the floor. That's 1 rep. Aim for 10 to 15 reps per leg. Then switch to the other side. The key is to keep your back against the chair to make sure you're using your leg muscles, not momentum or your back, which can cause strain. If you're just starting, you don't need any equipment. As you get stronger, you can add a light ankle weight. Start with 1 or 2 pounds, or loop a resistance band around your ankles for an extra challenge. What makes this exercise so effective is something called progressive overload. By gradually increasing the challenge, you're telling your muscles and bones to keep growing stronger, no matter your age. There's a myth out there that you can't build strength after 60. But this study in patients like Robert proved that's just not true. In fact, seniors often see bigger improvements than younger folks because they're starting from a lower baseline. Robert started with just a few reps, and by adding a light resistance band, he kept getting stronger week after week. This move isn't about pushing yourself to exhaustion, it's about steady progress that fits your life and keeps your joints happy. I know you're probably eager to try this, especially if stairs or standing up have felt like a challenge lately. And if you're wondering how something so simple can make such a big difference, it's all about targeting the right muscles in the right way. Seated leg lifts with resistance are like a secret weapon for your legs and core, setting you up to move with more ease and confidence. But we're not stopping here. Next, we're going to focus on a muscle group that's often overlooked but absolutely critical for keeping you upright and steady. It's all about your calves. And trust me, the exercise we're about to cover will surprise you with how much it can do for your balance and energy. Let's keep going and see how it can transform your day. We've already powered up your upper body and legs. But now let's talk about a part of your body that doesn't get nearly enough attention. Your calves. You might think of them as just the muscles that make your legs look good in shorts. But trust me, after nearly 50 years as a doctor, I can tell you there's so much more than that. Your calves are like your body's secret weapon, quietly working to keep you strong, steady, and independent. In fact, they're often called your peripheral heart because they help pump blood back up to your heart with every step you take. When I learned about a 2023 study from the National Institute on Aging, I was floored by what it revealed. Calf strength is the single best predictor of whether you'll stay independent as you age. That's right. Stronger calves mean a 64% lower risk of falls and a 71% lower chance of needing assisted living. That's not just a statistic. It's a lifeline to the life you want to live. Why are calves so important? It's all about how they work in your body. Every time you walk, stand, or climb a step, your calves contract, squeezing blood vessels to push blood back toward your heart. This keeps your circulation humming, delivering oxygen and nutrients to your muscles and organs. But when your calves are weak, that pump doesn't work as well. You might notice swelling in your ankles, heaviness in your legs, or even a higher risk of blood clots, things that can make you feel tired and unsteady. Walking, as much as we love it, doesn't challenge your calves enough to keep them strong and resilient. That's why 1 in 4 seniors falls each year. And weak calves are often part of the problem. But here's the good news: with the right exercise, you can strengthen your calves, boost your circulation, and even sharpen your brain, because better blood flow means more oxygen to your mind. Let me tell you about Clara, a 4-year-old from Georgia, whose story still lights up my heart. Clara was a dancer, not a professional, but the kind who lit up her community center with her grace and energy. Every week, she'd join her friends for line dancing, swaying to country tunes and laughing like she was 20 again. But over time, her legs started feeling heavy, like she was carrying weights in her shoes. She'd been walking daily, thinking it was enough, but she began to feel unsteady, tripping on small steps or hesitating before a curb. Eventually, she stopped going to the community center, afraid she'd fall and embarrass herself. When she came to me, her eyes were full of sadness. "Doctor, Hope," she said, "dancing is my joy. I can't lose it." It broke my heart to see someone so vibrant feel grounded by her own body. When we tested Clara's strength, we found her calves were weaker than they should be. Despite her daily walks, walking moves you forward, but it doesn't ask your calves to do the heavy lifting needed for balance and stability. I introduced her to a simple calf exercise, one we're about to share with you that was easy to do and gentle enough for her to start right away. Within weeks, Clara felt lighter on her feet, her energy returning like a long-lost friend. 2 months later, she was back at the community center, dancing to her favorite songs, her smile brighter than ever. She told me, "Doctor, Hope, I feel like I've got my rhythm back." That's what this exercise can do. It doesn't just strengthen your calves. It gives you back the confidence to move through life the way you want to. What I love about the exercise we're about to cover is how simple and adjustable it is. You don't need fancy equipment or a gym membership, just a chair for support and a few minutes of your time. It's designed to fit into your life, whether you're dealing with tired legs, swelling, or just wanting to feel steadier. The science is exciting. 2. This move not only builds strength, but also boosts circulation, which can improve your brain health, helping you think more clearly and react faster. If you've ever felt your legs drag or worried about losing your balance, this exercise is going to feel like a revelation. So, let's dive into it. The next move, standing heel raises with a balance challenge, is all about making your calves stronger and your steps surer, so you can keep doing what you love without hesitation. Get ready to be amazed at how such a simple move can make such a big difference. Now that we've explored why your calves are such a powerhouse for staying independent, let's get into our third exercise, standing heel raises with a balance challenge. I know this might sound like something you'd see in a fitness class for youngsters, but trust me, this simple move is a game changer for anyone over 60. After nearly 50 years of working with seniors, I've seen how this exercise can transform the way you move, making you feel lighter, steadier, and more confident. A 2023 study from Japan's Longevity Research Center blew my mind with its findings. Seniors who did single-leg heel raises had biological age markers that made them seem 15 years younger, with 43% better arterial flexibility, That's not just about strong legs. It's about keeping your whole body vibrant. From your heart to your brain. This move is like a secret weapon for staying active and independent. And I'm so excited to share it with you. What makes standing heel raises so special? They strengthen your calves and ankles, which are crucial for keeping you upright. But they also sharpen your balance in a way walking alone can't. Your calves act like a pump, pushing blood back to your heart with every movement, which boosts circulation and delivers more oxygen to your muscles and brain. That improved blood flow doesn't just help your legs, it can improve your cognitive function by 26%, according to the study. That means clearer thinking, faster reactions, and a better ability to catch yourself if you trip. If you've ever felt your legs tire out or noticed a little wobble when you step off a curb, this exercise is designed to help you feel steady and strong again, all while fitting easily into your day. Let me bring this to life with Clara, the 4-year-old from Georgia I mentioned earlier. Clara was a dancer at her community center, twirling to country music with a smile that lit up the room. But when her legs started feeling heavy and unsteady, she stopped going, afraid a stumble would end her dancing days. When she came to me, her disappointment was palpable. "Doctor, hope," she said. "Dancing is what keeps me young. I can't lose that." We tested her balance and calf strength, and it was clear her daily walks weren't enough to keep her steady. I introduced her to standing heel raises with a balance challenge, and within 2 months, she was back on the dance floor, moving with a lightness she hadn't felt in years. She told me, "I feel like my old self again, maybe even better." That's the kind of change this exercise can bring. It's not just about strength. It's about reclaiming what makes you feel alive. Here's how you can do it. And don't worry. It's simple and adjustable for wherever you're starting. Find a sturdy chair and stand behind it, lightly touching the back for support if you need it. Rise up onto your toes, pushing through the balls of your feet as high as you can, and hold that position for 3 seconds. Make sure to look straight ahead, not down at your feet. This engages your balance system, something called your vestibular system, which helps you stay steady as you age. Then, lower yourself slowly back down, taking a full 3 seconds. That slow descent, what we call the eccentric phase, is where the real strength building happens. Start with 10 repetitions, working your way up to 25 over time. Once you're comfortable with good form and barely need the chair, try doing them on one leg at a time. That single leg variation doubles the challenge, boosting both strength and balance. What I love about this exercise is how you can make it your own to get the most out of it. Vary the tempo. 2 days a week. Do slow raises with the 3-second hold to build strength. 1 day a week. Try faster. Raises up in 1 second. Down in 1 second, but always with control to keep it safe. This mix keeps your muscles guessing and prevents plateaus, which means better results. Clara started with just a few slow raises, holding the chair tightly. But by week 8, she was doing single-leg raises with confidence. The study from Japan also found that this move activates what's called the muscle pump mechanism more effectively than any other exercise, squeezing blood vessels in your calves to improve circulation throughout your body. That's why Clara felt lighter on her feet, and even noticed her mind felt sharper. This exercise does something else remarkable. It strengthens the muscles and tendons you use to recover from a stumble. If you trip, your body instinctively pushes off your toes to catch yourself. Weak calves make that harder. But standing heel raises train your body to react quickly and powerfully. If you've ever hesitated before a step or felt unsteady on uneven ground, this move is going to feel like a lifeline. It's not about becoming a marathon runner. It's about moving through your day with ease. Whether you're dancing like Clara or just walking to the mailbox without worry. I know you're probably excited to give this a try, especially if you felt your legs tire or your balance waver. Standing heel raises with a balance challenge are like a gift to your body, keeping you steady and energized in a way walking alone can't. But we're not done yet. Next, we're going to explore a move that protects your knees while powering up your lower body, making everyday tasks like getting up from a chair or climbing stairs feel effortless. Trust me, this next exercise is going to surprise you with how much it can do for your mobility and confidence. Let's keep going and see how it fits into your life. We've been building strength from the ground up, starting with your upper body, then your legs, and most recently your calves, which are like your body's secret engine for staying steady. Now, let's talk about something that ties it all together and keeps you moving through life with confidence, lower body power. After nearly 50 years as a doctor, I've seen how this one quality power, which is strength combined with speed, can make all the difference for seniors. It's not just about being strong. It's about being able to move quickly and confidently, whether you're standing up from a chair, stepping up onto a curb, or catching yourself if you stumble. A 2024 study from Stanford really opened my eyes to this. It showed that lower body power is a better predictor of preventing falls and maintaining independence than strength alone. That's huge, because staying independent is what keeps your life yours, full of the moments that matter. Like visiting friends or playing with your grandkids. Let's talk about one specific movement that's at the heart of this, the sit-to-stand motion. Think about how many times a day you get up from a chair, whether it's at the kitchen table, in your living room, or at a friend's house. It's such a simple act, but it's a cornerstone of daily life. Research tells us that losing the ability to stand up without using your arms can triple your risk of mortality over 5 years. That's a sobering number. But it shows just how fundamental this movement is. It relies on your glutes, quadriceps, and core working together to give you the power to rise smoothly and safely. Walking, as much as we love it, doesn't fully build these muscles in the way you need for this kind of explosive, functional movement. That's where targeted exercises come in, and they can make a world of difference. Especially if you've been noticing that standing up or moving quickly feels harder than it used to. Let me share a story about Mary, a 6-7-year-old from Illinois who brought this to life for me. Mary was a warm, lively woman who loved her weekly book club and coffee dates with friends. But over time, she started struggling to get up from her couch without pushing off with her arms. It wasn't just a physical challenge, it was emotional. Too, she told me, "Doctor, Hope, I feel like my world is getting smaller. I'm saying no to outings because I'm embarrassed about struggling to stand." It broke my heart to hear that, because I've seen so many patients like Mary who feel their independence slipping away over something that seems so small. She'd been walking every day, thinking it was enough, but her glutes and quads weren't getting the challenge they needed to keep her strong and steady. That struggle to stand wasn't just a nuisance, it was a sign her lower body power was fading, putting her at risk for falls and limiting her life. When we tested Mary's lower body strength, it was clear why she was having trouble. Walking is great for your heart, but it doesn't ask your muscles to generate the quick, powerful movements needed for standing or stepping up. I introduced her to a simple exercise, one we're about to share with you that was safe for her knees and designed to rebuild that power. Within a few weeks, Mary noticed a difference. She could stand up from her couch without using her arms, and she was back at her book club, laughing with friends, like nothing had changed. She sent me a note saying, "Doctor, Hope, I feel like I've turned back the clock." That's what lower body power can do. It's not just about moving. It's about living your life fully without hesitation or fear. What I love about the exercise we're about to cover is that it's designed with you in mind, especially if you've got knee issues or feel like your mobility isn't what it used to be. It's gentle, doesn't require any fancy equipment, and fits right into your daily routine. The science is clear. Building lower body power can transform how you move, réduire ce joint-pain, and help you stay independent for years to come. If you've ever felt a twinge in your knees or hesitated before standing up, this move is going to feel like a breath of fresh air. It's all about making everyday tasks like getting out of a chair or climbing stairs feel effortless again. So, let's dive into it. The next exercise, modified squats to a chair, is a powerhouse for your lower body. and I can't wait for you to see how it can change the way you move through your day. We've been building your strength step by step, from your upper body to your calves. And now we're at our second exercise. 1. That's a true powerhouse for your lower body modified squats to a chair. I know the word squats might make you pause, especially if you've got knee issues or haven't done anything like this in a while. But trust me, after nearly 50 years of helping seniors stay active, I've seen this move transform lives in ways that walking alone never could. A 2024 meta-analysis of over 15,000 seniors found that modified chair squats reduced knee pain by an incredible 58% and boosted lower body power by 47%. That's not just about feeling stronger, it's about standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, or getting in and out of a car with ease and confidence. This exercise is like a magic key to keeping your independence, and I'm so excited to share it with you. What makes this move so special? It works your glutes, quadriceps, hamstrings, and core all at once, mimicking the exact movements you do every day. Think getting up from your favorite armchair or stepping up onto a porch. Unlike walking, which keeps you moving in one direction, this exercise builds the power you need for those quick, functional movements that keep you safe and active. Power is strength plus speed, and it's what lets you stand up smoothly or react fast if you stumble. The best part, it's designed to be safe, even if your knees are a little cranky. The study showed that when done correctly, this move actually helps your knees feel better, not worse. By strengthening the muscles that support them, it's like giving your body a tune-up, so you can keep doing the things you love without hesitation. Let me tell you about Mary, the 6-7-year-old from Illinois. I mentioned earlier, Mary was a social butterfly, always at her book club or meeting friends for coffee. But she started struggling to get up from her couch without pushing off with her arms. And it wasn't just physical, it hit her emotionally. She told me, "Dr. Hope, I'm avoiding my friends because I'm embarrassed. I don't want to struggle in front of them." It was heartbreaking to hear because I know how much those moments with friends mean. Mary had been walking daily, thinking it was enough, but her lower body power was fading, making every stand-up a challenge. She was worried about falling or losing her independence, and I could see the fear in her eyes when she came to me. When we tested Mary's strength, it was clear her glutes and quads weren't getting the challenge they needed from walking alone. I introduced her to modified squats to a chair. And let me tell you, the change was nothing short of inspiring. After just 6 weeks, Mary was standing up effortlessly. Nah. Arm pushing required. She was back at her book club, laughing and sharing stories. Her confidence restored. She sent me a note saying, "Dr. Hope, I feel like I've got my life back, and my knees don't hurt anymore." That's the power of this exercise. It doesn't just build muscle, it rebuilds your ability to live fully, whether it's joining friends or tackling daily tasks without a second thought. Here's how you can do it. And don't worry, it's simple and adjustable for where you're at. Find a sturdy chair, like one from your dining room, that puts your knees at about a 90-degree angle. When you sit, stand in front of it with your feet hip-width apart, toes pointing slightly outward to line up with your hips and reduce stress on your knees. Cross your arms over your chest or extend them forward for balance. Now, push your hips back first, like you're trying to close a car door with your butt. This hip hinge is key. It engages your glutes and protects your knees. Lower yourself slowly toward the chair, taking about 3 seconds, until you lightly touch the seat with your butt. Don't fully sit or relax. Keep those muscles engaged. Then, stand back up over 2 seconds, pushing through your heels and squeezing your glutes as you rise. That's 1 rep. Start with 5 to 8 reps, working up to 15 to 20 over time. The beauty of this move is how you can make it your own. For the first 2 weeks, use a standard chair. Once you're comfortable with 15 reps in good form, Try a slightly lower surface, like a coffee table or ottoman, to increase the challenge. Some folks even progress to squatting without a chair, just lowering to where one would be, or holding light weights for extra resistance. The Stanford study behind this exercise found that seniors doing chair squats 3 times a week for 6 weeks didn't just gain power, they saw increased activity in the motor cortex, the part of your brain that controls movement. It's like rewiring your body and brain to move better, making everything from standing to walking feel smoother and safer. If you've ever struggled to stand up or felt your knees ache after a long day, this exercise is going to feel like a revelation. It's not about pushing yourself to the limit. It's about building power in a way that's kind to your body and fits your life. Mary started with just a few reps, and by week 6, she was moving with a confidence she hadn't felt in years. You can do this too, and the results will surprise you, but we're not done yet. We're about to reveal the #1 exercise that's revolutionizing senior fitness, a move that ties together strength, balance, and even brain health in a way that's unlike anything else. Trust me, you're going to love how this next one brings everything together to keep you thriving. Let's keep going and discover what makes it so special. We've been on quite a journey together, building your strength from your upper body to your calves, and then powering up your lower body with moves that make everyday tasks like standing up feel effortless. Now, we're at the pinnacle of our list, and I'm so excited to share this with you because it's truly special. What if I told you there's one exercise that could boost your strength, balance, brain health, and even your bone density all at once? After nearly 50 years of working with seniors, I've seen a lot of exercises come and go, but this one stopped me in my tracks. A 2024 study in the Journal of Gerontology called it the single most effective exercise for healthy aging. And that's not just hype. It's backed by science. That's changing how we think about staying vibrant past 60. This move is like a gift to your body. And I can't wait for you to discover why it's so powerful. Let's talk about what makes this exercise stand out. Harvard research found it increased lifespan markers by an incredible 42%, meaning it helps your body function as if it's years younger. How does it do that? It activates something called mechanotransduction, a fancy term for the way your muscles and bones respond to specific movements by sending signals to rebuild stronger tissues. This isn't just about getting stronger, it's about building a body that's more resilient, from your core to your bones. Even more exciting, this exercise tackles something we all worry about: brain health. According to Cleveland Clinic data, it can reduce your risk of dementia by 31% by improving how your brain coordinates movement. That means better balance, sharper thinking, and a body that moves with confidence. If you've ever worried about staying steady, keeping your mind clear, or just feeling strong enough to keep up with life, this exercise is your answer. Let me bring this to life with a story about Tom, a 1-year-old from Arizona, who reminded me why I love what I do. Tom was a golfer, not a pro, but the kind who lived for his weekends on the fairway, swinging clubs with friends under the desert sun. But over time, back pain and poor balance started stealing his game. He'd wince with every swing, and he started tripping on uneven ground, which shook his confidence. When he came to me, he was quiet, almost defeated. "Doctor, hope," he said. "Golf is my escape. If I lose that, I don't know what I'll do." It was hard to hear because I've seen so many patients like Tom who fear losing the activities that bring them joy. His daily walks weren't enough to keep his back strong or his balance sharp, and he was starting to feel like his best days were behind him. When we assessed Tom's strength and balance, it was clear his core and coordination needed a boost. Walking is great, but it doesn't challenge your body in the dynamic ways needed to stay steady and pain-free. I introduced him to an exercise, one we're about to share, that was simple, needed no equipment, and could fit into his busy life. Within weeks, Tom noticed a difference. His back pain eased, and he felt steadier on his feet. A couple of months later, He was back on the golf course, swinging his clubs without a wince and laughing with his buddies like he was 50 again. He told me, "Dr. Hope, this exercise didn't just save my golf game, it gave me back my spark." That's what this move can do. It's not just about your body. It's about keeping your life full of the things you love. What I love about this exercise is how accessible it is. You don't need a gym, fancy gear, or even a lot of space. Just a comfortable spot in your home and a few minutes of your time. It's designed to meet you where you are. Whether you're dealing with back pain, balance concerns, or just wanting to feel more energized. The science is thrilling. This move strengthens your core, improves your coordination, and even builds bone density, which is critical as we age. If you've ever felt a twinge in your back, hesitated before a step, or worried about keeping your mind sharp, this exercise is going to feel like a revelation. It's fast, effective, and tailored to help you thrive. So, let's get to it. The number one exercise, Bird Dog Hold Progressions, is about to change how you think about fitness, tying together everything we've covered into one incredible move. Get ready to discover how it can transform your body and your life. We've reached the top of our list, and I'm thrilled to share the number one exercise that's revolutionizing how we think about staying vibrant past 60 Bird Dog Hold Progressions. Now, I know the name sounds a bit unusual, maybe even a little quirky, but don't let that fool you. After nearly 50 years of helping seniors thrive, I can tell you this move is a powerhouse, tying together everything we've talked about: strength, balance, brain health, and even bone density into one simple, equipment-free exercise you can do at home. A 2024 study in the Journal of Gerontology called it the most effective exercise for healthy aging. And when you hear what it can do, you'll understand why it's earned the top spot. This isn't just about moving better, it's about living better, with more confidence and joy. And I'm so excited to show you how it works. What makes the Bird Dog so extraordinary? It's all about balance and coordination. This exercise has you lift opposite arm and leg while keeping your spine steady, which activates something called cross-lateral neural firing. That's a fancy way of saying it gets the left and right sides of your brain talking to each other, boosting coordination and even mental sharpness. A Mayo Clinic study found that seniors doing bird dogs 4 times a week saw incredible results: 93% stronger core muscles, 76% less back pain, and 82% lower risk of falls. And here's the part that floored me: 2% increase in bone density in the spine and hips. Most people over 60 lose about 1% of bone density a year. So this is like turning back the clock by 4 years. It's not just physical strength. It's rewiring your body and brain to keep you vibrant and independent. Let me bring this to life with Tom, the 7-1-year-old from Arizona. I mentioned earlier, Tom was a golfer who lived for his weekends on the course, the sun on his face and the camaraderie of his friends. But back pain and shaky balance started stealing that joy. He'd wince with every swing, and small missteps on the fairway made him nervous. When he came to me, his voice was heavy with worry. "Dr. Hope," he said, "golf is my escape. If I can't play, I don't know what I'll do." It was tough to hear, because I've seen so many patients like Tom who feel their passions slipping away. His daily walks weren't enough to ease his back pain or improve his stability, and he was starting to think his golfing days were over. When we checked Tom's core strength and balance, it was clear he needed an exercise that could tackle both at once. I introduced him to Bird Dog Hold Progressions, and the transformation was remarkable. After 8 weeks, Tom was back on the golf course, swinging his clubs pain-free and moving with a confidence he hadn't felt in years. He even noticed his mind felt sharper, less forgetful, more focused. He sent me a photo from the course, grinning ear to ear, and said, "Dr. Hope, this exercise gave me back my game, and so much more." That's what bird dogs can do. They don't just strengthen your body. They bring back the spark that makes life yours. Here's how you can do it. And don't worry. It's simple and adjustable. Grab a yoga mat or a soft carpet for comfort. Get on your hands and knees, with your hands directly under your shoulders and knees under your hips. Keep your spine neutral, not arched or rounded. Start by lifting your right arm straight forward and your left leg straight back, aiming for a straight line from your fingertips to your toes. Hold for 5 seconds, keeping your hips level to avoid wobbling. Lower slowly. Then switch to the other side left arm. Right leg for 5 reps total. For weeks 3 and 4, increase the hold to 10 seconds. By weeks 5 and 6, add a subtle pulse, lifting your arm and leg an extra inch and back down, while holding. By weeks 7 and 8, try closing your eyes during the hold to challenge your balance even more. A few tips to make this even more effective: breathe deeply through your nose during the holds, letting your rib cage expand. This boosts your respiratory function by 22%, according to research, and keeps your blood pressure steady. Also, imagine pushing your hand forward and your foot backward, like you're stretching yourself longer. This technique, called irradiation, can increase strength gains by up to 40% by engaging more muscles. German studies showed that bird dogs light up brain regions for balance, coordination, and even memory, actually increasing brain volume after just 8 weeks. That's right, you're not just building your body, you're growing new brain tissue, which is incredible at any age. If you've ever felt back pain, struggled with balance, or worried about staying sharp, this exercise is like a gift. It's not about being perfect. It's about starting where you are and progressing steadily. Tom began with short holds, barely lifting his arm and leg, but by week 8, he was doing the full progression with confidence. You can do this too, and the results will surprise you. We're wrapping up our 5 exercises, but before we do, I want to tie it all together and leave you with a clear plan to make these moves part of your life. Let's move into our closing, where we'll recap how these exercises can keep you strong, steady, and thriving. And I'll share how you can start today to live the vibrant life you deserve. We've come a long way together today, haven't we? From discovering why walking alone isn't enough to exploring 5 incredible exercises: wall push-ups, seated leg lifts, hill raises, chair squats, and the remarkable bird dog that can transform how you move and feel. These moves aren't just exercises. They're a pathway to keeping your life full and vibrant. Whether you're chasing grandkids, tending a garden, or swinging a golf club like our friend Tom, in just 20 to 25 minutes, 3 or 4 times a week, you can build strength, boost balance, and even sharpen your mind, all while easing joint pain and staying independent. That's the beauty of these moves. They're simple, fit into your day, and deliver results that can change everything. Think back to the stories we shared: Margaret, who climbed stairs pain-free again; John, who got back to his garden; Sarah, tossing a ball with her grandson; Clara, dancing with joy; Mary, rejoining her book club; and Tom, swinging his clubs without a wince. Each of them started where you are, maybe feeling a little unsteady or worried about losing the things they love. But they took small steps with these exercises, and their lives opened up again. You can do this too. The science is clear. Studies show even folks in their 90 seconds can gain strength and vitality with the right moves. It's never too late to start. And your body is ready to respond. All it takes is a little time, a little consistency, and listening to what your body needs. Start small. Progress steadily. And you'll be amazed at how much stronger and more confident you feel. I want you to picture what's possible for you. Maybe it's walking your dog without hesitation, dancing at a family gathering, or just standing up from your favorite chair with ease. Whatever it is, these exercises are your tools to get there. But I'd love to hear from you. What's one activity you'd love to do more easily? How many minutes are you exercising each week? And what's the biggest challenge holding you back? Drop those in the comments below, because I'm reading every single one and replying with tips just for you. Your story matters to me, and I'm here to help you make it a vibrant one. Before we part ways, let's do something together. If you found this helpful, to hit that like button to share this with other seniors who could use a boost. And if you want more tips like these to keep you thriving, subscribe to the channel. We've got new ideas coming every day to support your health and happiness. Thank you for joining me, Dr. Hope, on this journey. It's an honor to be here with you, cheering you on as you take these steps toward a stronger, more confident you. Here's to moving through life with joy and ease. Let's keep going together.